And we are recording. Thank you again for everyone being here today. My name is Sarah Vatch. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm one of the advisors in the Study Abroad office. The Study Abroad office is under Global Initiatives. We are a globally focused department on campus that works with not only students who are interested in studying abroad, but students who are studying here from outside institutions, as well as we have two entities on campus who just merged into ISEO, and they advise and work with the students, all international students who are on campus, as well as all international faculty and postdoc and other students. So we have a big department working in international education, and we are here to support you. So you may pop into this session today, or you may have the opportunity to join some other sessions. We know you are in the stage of exploring where it is you want to go and study abroad. And so we hope you will attend all these sessions to help fine-tune what it is you're looking for. So today's topic is study abroad in Sub-Saharan Africa. We are going to focus on a few locations, but we will also talk about some other programs that are out there that whose representation you may not see presented on this initial slide today. So thank you all for being here, and let's jump on in. First and foremost, we want to make sure you have a really good idea of the study abroad opportunities that are out there. This session today is not to go over all the ins and outs and the basics of studying abroad. That occurs at our Get Started session. So if you haven't done that yet, I would encourage you to scan the code, follow up after today's session, and you can either attend a Get Started session where it's either in Zoom or in person, and you learn about the different programs you see on this slide, and also factors to consider when thinking about studying abroad and how to approach it and how to pick the best program for you. I'm going to go into that a teensy bit today, but the QR code is going to send you directly to the page where you can get all the Get Started information, which includes the sessions that are upcoming, any recorded sessions, as well as our Canvas course. And the Canvas course shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes. And that's just another way to get the information about the programs you see here: Global Seminars, UCEAP, and Global Exchange. So why Sub-Saharan Africa? I'm sure lots of reasons brought you to this session today, but I will highlight just a few that come to mind as to why it's such a fantastic location to study abroad. First of all, there's a diversity of countries, languages, and cultures. Africa is such a large continent with so much to offer. In particular, in the locations where our programs reside, you'll find very diverse course opportunities, internships, research opportunities. Also, as you can see here, the opportunity to study not only with other students who are studying abroad, but also local and international students. The programs that we'll go over today, you'll find, are quite immersive, where you're really getting a taste for the educational system in the countries and are able to take advantage of the resources and the clubs and orgs and really feel what it's like to be a student in country. There's also such a wide range of academic areas for study. So I think you'll be very happy with what's out there in Sub-Saharan Africa, and the programs are really amazing. So right now we're going to go over the featured programs. I will be honest, at this point, we don't, even though I mentioned Global Exchange very briefly in the beginning of my presentation, as of now, we don't yet have any Global Exchange programs in Sub-Saharan Africa. But I say yet because our scope and the programs that we're offering are expanding as we speak. Those relationships are bridging, and connections with universities in Africa are growing as well. So stay tuned if Global Exchange is something that you're interested in. Well, as I mentioned, we don't have it yet. It is something that is these programs are being developed every year. So today we're really going to focus on UCEAP because they do offer the most. And then we'll talk briefly about global seminars. And then I will mention some other programs that are out there as well that offer some different city locations and program opportunities in country, in South Africa in particular. So just to point out, I wanted to show a map of Africa. So it may have been some time since you've really located and painted a picture for where you will be. So again, I'm highlighting the programs where we send the most students when we do have students who study abroad in Sub-Saharan Africa. And you will find that we have students who study abroad at Ghana at the University of Accra, which is as you see pointed at that on the top there, Botswana, which is located just north of South Africa, and South Africa. So those are where we are sending the most students. Of course, we do have other programs that we have had students go on before, but primarily these are the locations where our students are studying abroad. So first, and in no particular order, I am going to start with UCEAP. Again, you can learn much more about UCEAP at our Get Started session, but to give you a quick snapshot of who UCEAP is, UCEAP stands for the UC Education Abroad Program. UCEAP is a program provider for the UC schools. So if you go on these programs, you will meet students from other UCs, and you may even meet students from other universities in North America as well, because of the partners that that UCEAP works with. So UCEAP, a lot of students choose UCEAP because of the seamless transition of units. So any class you take on a UCEAP program is UC transferable, which means the classes you take are going to factor into the grades are going to factor into your UC GPA, and all the classes you pass will add towards your units towards graduation. How those classes fit into your academic plan is totally up to your departments. So if you need classes for your major, a minor, your GEs, then you do need to have those conversations with your advisors from those departments in your colleges, because they make the final decision about that. If you did nothing, and you just took the classes, all the units would be added into your cumulative units as well as your GPA. But for the classes to fit entirely into your plan and to satisfy specific requirements, you do need to reach out to your advisors. And part of the application process goes through that with you. But I did want to mention that that is not automatic for UCEAP programs. So I'm going to just go through the various programs, and then after we go through this particular presentation, I am going to go to the UCEAP website and show you a few more things. So you see some words here: immersion, study centers, and summer options. So immersion means you are studying at the university alongside local and international students. So you are immersing yourself. You are sitting in classes with students who are degree seeking, even though you are there just for a temporary period of time. In Ghana, UCEAP partners with the University of Accra. Students who participate, this has been, I would say, one of our more popular programs. I would say since the pandemic, participation has gone down. However, the university is going strong, and we are eager for students to go there. So I hope one of you or all of you you're interested in going for next fall. The University of Ghana offers fall, spring, or a year-long option. Internships, research are available, as well as a very diverse curriculum to choose from. We have students studying in Ghana, studying humanities, social sciences, public health, global health. There's been so many great opportunities for our students who've studied abroad there, and with rave reviews. I should lead it more positive. Every student who goes there loves it. They miss it. It has changed their lives. When you start in Ghana, you have a 3-week orientation. It's actually you're with the California State students as well. And in those 3 weeks, you get to tour the city, the surrounding area. You go on excursions. The staff there teach you how to use the public transportation system, which is not always what you maybe are used to here in San Diego. There are many opportunities to participate in cultural events, to really feel like you are a part of the city. And that is the Ghanaian culture as well, is to be very inclusive and welcoming and inviting of you. So that's all to say our students truly love it. And I have some great resources I'll share with you in a couple, I think the next slide, of some of the personal experiences that students have had there. The next immersive option is in Cape Town, South Africa at the University of Cape Town. This is a fall and spring only option. And the reason is because of their location south of the equator, their fall is actually our spring and vice versa. So the calendar year can be not complicated because they're used to it, of course, but for us, it just doesn't align. So we haven't sent as many students. So right now it's fall and spring. While our spring is their beginning of their school year, students typically participate in our fall, their spring. I hope that wasn't too confusing. University of Cape Town is stunning, beautiful location. I had the privilege of visiting there in 2013. It's been 10 years, which is just wild, but it really painted a picture for me of the student experience, having had the opportunity to go there and meet people who work at the university, as well as your support network when you're there. Also seeing the university itself. So if you all are familiar with Table Mountain, it's one of the wonders of the world. UCT, as it is known, University of Cape Town, is nestled at the base of Table Mountain with stunning views of the bay, and it's really a beautiful location. Students, I should mention this for Ghana as well. There are various housing options where you typically live with some locals, but mostly other international students who are studying abroad. In Ghana in particular, there are a few different options. One is a all female residence hall, and then they have an international hall, and then there's a third co-ed hall. At University of Cape Town, you are living in apartments and homes in the neighborhood that are owned by the one is also in collaboration with the university, but others are homes that students have lived in many years. Because the university is up a hill and the homes are down, sometimes if you miss the tram to get to school, you may be walking uphill, but students didn't complain too much about that. So there's that transportation there available for you to get to and from school. In Ghana, right outside the university, there is a massive market where students can buy all the things they need, including food. And the students rave that you got these gigantic portions of food that were very inexpensive, so it could last you. In South Africa, it is at University of Cape Town, it's in a neighborhood, so you could do all your shopping, go to restaurants, everything is very nearby and in walking distance. There are also at the University of Cape Town volunteer and internship opportunities, which is really fantastic. Also at the University of Cape Town, you are able to join clubs and organizations. Students found that very helpful when wanting to get to know local and international students as well. In Cape Town, again, like Ghana, they offer a ton of curriculum for students to choose from. You'll see noted on the UCEAP website that there's some departments that are just strictly for degree-seeking students, but it was pretty small list. I've had engineers go to South Africa, students interested in marine science, as well as there's a slew of coursework in the humanities and social sciences. So between Ghana and South Africa, a lot of range, lots of opportunity, and lots of things to see and do. In Botswana, UCEAP partners with a study abroad provider called CIEE. And you'll notice UCEAP many other locations as well, where they don't have a study center or other connections. They partner with other providers. So at the University of Botswana, the coursework does focus on community and public health. There's a couple tracks you could take with the opportunity to take both classes at the University of Botswana and CIEE courses. So those CIEE courses would only be, you would only be taking those with other study abroad students. There is a practicum component as well. So for students who maybe are sixth college, need a practice requirement or something like that, this is an opportunity where you may find some opportunity there to really see and understand the health system in Botswana. Summer options, there are two fantastic opportunities. The first is in Ghana. It is a 6-week public health and society program. The program allows you to have 2 weeks in 3 different locations where you are learning from Ghanaian people, the public health system, how they work in their communities. It is not you coming in with your own ideas. It is you learning from the people who live there, which is an important factor when you are studying abroad and you're volunteering and you're interning, is really listening and learning from the locals. This is a fantastic opportunity for students in public health, global health, perhaps want to go to medical school. Well, I'm not saying it satisfies med school requirements, but it's giving you some really hands-on experience, learning and understanding culture and people, and I'm sure it will inform decisions you make moving forward. In Cape Town, South Africa, over the summer, again, in partnership with CIEE, there is something called the Summer Global Internship. And this is a fantastic opportunity. You'll spend 8 weeks over the summer in Cape Town. And really the focus of this is the internship, I should say. While there's a course that goes along with the internship, you are primarily focused on interning and working. And we've had students in NGOs, public health, public community work, as well as marketing, so business, lots of great opportunities as well. And details of the placements that they've had for students are also available through the UCEAP website. You can jump on the CIEE site and they list some of the placements that students have had. Something important with the internships to understand is you're not going to know exactly your internship site at the time of application. That does happen later. So if you are interested in an internship, whether it's in Cape Town or another one of the CIEE partnered ones or CEA, you really want to have an open mind and know that while you might get your first choice, they may also give you a few options to choose from. So internships, it's always helpful to be flexible and really think of those transferable skills you may pick up, because as I mentioned, you may get your dream internship and exactly what you wanted, but it might be a version of that too. So it's always great to keep an open mind. Study abroad teaches you that as well. All right, we're going to move on from EAP in just a second. I'm going to highlight some additional resources. I'm going to send all of these to you as well, but I wanted to highlight these are a few students who studied abroad on UCEAP programs. The first two are UC San Diego students. So the first is a documentary that was created by a Ghana returnee a few years ago. Her name is Mariah. And it's about an hour and a half, a little over an hour documentary of her time in Ghana. It paints such a beautiful picture of her time there through her lens. And she is a documentary filmmaker. She graduated a few years ago, and this is her focus now. She's also someone I can connect you all with. We have a pool of returnees who are happy to meet with students and share their experience. So if you ever want to connect with students who've gone on these programs recently, let me know and I can send that information to you. Fabiola Lawson, she studied abroad in Ghana a few years ago as well. She was also awarded the Gilman Scholarship, which we'll talk about a little later. And part of the Gilman Scholarship is to give back in a way. And she created this really wonderful video highlighting her experience studying abroad in Ghana, and with some pictures and music, and it will really get you excited to want to study abroad in Ghana. And then last but not least, and there's more of this out there, UCEAP has a blog called The Californian Abroad. And I found this 3-minute travel guide for Cape Town where they give you some hot tips and things to look out for and do. And it was written by a student who studied abroad there. So all of you today, since you registered for this session, I will send you these links. So just look out for them. They will be part of what I send to you. On Thursday, October 26th, UCEAP is having a virtual study abroad fair. This is also a fantastic opportunity to speak directly to the advisors for the programs I just mentioned or other programs you may be interested in that UCEAP offers. UCEAP will also be at our study abroad fair, which is the Monday before EAP's fair. So you could stop by in person. We'll be in the town square right next to Yogurt World. If you stop on by, UCEAP will have a few advisors there and tables. I will be there and we can talk more about the study abroad opportunities too, but they will have their own specific fair on Thursday, the 26th. So you could scan the QR code to register for that. While this year Global Seminars is not in Sub-Saharan Africa proper, I did want to feature this global seminar because it is related. Global Seminars, if you are didn't know, are UC San Diego classes taught abroad by UCSD faculty. These are specific classes that could be taken on campus at UCSD, but instead are taught by renowned faculty in their field abroad. So Professor Bob Cancel has taught this global seminar a few times. It is in Granada, Spain. So I realize, and I know this is not Africa. However, the focus is talking about Spanish memories, African hopes through literature and film. It is a bit focused on West Africa and Morocco. However, there is that connection there, so I wanted to highlight it. In previous years, there has been a global seminar to South Africa and Botswana. This summer coming up, there isn't one, but perhaps summer 24, it will be back on our list. So as you can see with global seminars, you always take 2 classes. So you have 8 units total. And you have to take both, even if you're not an MMW, so I believe that is ERC, it doesn't matter. So global seminars, we're offering about 26 for next summer, 2023. They're open to everyone. So even if you see MMW or DOC or Ravel in Rome or Sixth College, it is open to everyone. It happens that the classes also fulfill those requirements, but really they're open to all students. You just need a 2.0 GPA. That's eligibility for a global seminar. So they're very accessible for our students. I want to just, the eligibility requirements for the UCEAP programs that I previously mentioned do vary. So please take a look at the EAP website for the GPA eligibility and if any other prerequisites are required. As far as I'm remembering, prerequisites for EAP in Sub-Saharan Africa, it's really GPA. It's not like you have to be a certain major or anything like that. So going back to global seminars, if you scan the code, it will take you to the page. The information for this specific information session for this specific one, as you can see, is on Monday, November 6th. And if you go to the website for this program, you can register and get reminders about that. So global seminars are open until full. They're small class atmosphere. You have maybe max 25 to 28 students. And you all are in your classes together, going on excursions together, living with one another, and also really having an opportunity to connect with a professor in a way that is pretty unique for UCSD. A lot of UC San Diego classes are quite large, and this really takes it down a notch. So you not only get to bond with your fellow students, but the professors, and it really builds confidence for a lot of students to connect with professors outside of global seminars, as well as encourages students to study abroad again. So sometimes global seminars are the first time a student has studied abroad, but having had that experience, a lot of the students who do that will, when they come back, they're already planning for the following year to have a study abroad experience. So it may not be this one that appeals to you. Maybe there's some others, and you can study abroad multiple times. So if you wanted to do a global seminar and then go to Ghana, you could for sure do that. So other UC campuses also have their own version of the global seminars, and they are in their, most of them, well, a few of them do offer, sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there, programs in Sub-Saharan Africa. UC Davis in particular has a marine fish ecology program in South Africa, really interesting. So similar to our global seminars, when you are jumping on the pages of UCI, LA, Riverside, Davis to check out their study abroad programs, they are courses, and you take that specific class over the summer with other UC students. Maybe they may all be Davis students and you're the only UCSD student. That's okay. If you're interested in these programs, like our global seminars, they open until full. So if you are scanning their websites and you see something that's interesting to you, you can reach out to their advisors directly for more information. And if you are interested and want to apply, you will apply through their application system and ours. And I'll point that out a little later, but just know it will be a twofold process. So again, positive features that students really, that appeals to them when they're looking at other UC program options is that it's a UC, so you get UC credit. There are maybe more options, different opportunities for you. So perhaps there's internships or research that UCSD does not offer, or UCEAP. You get that UC credit, and you can petition these courses to go towards your requirements as well. Other UC campus programs qualify for financial aid, as well as does global seminars over the summer, and of course UCEAP. So these are just expands your search even more, but especially in locations like Sub-Saharan Africa, where there aren't a ton of programs, this helps expand it for you to have some variation and options, which is really fantastic. And this beautiful picture here is of Cape Town, South Africa, in case you were curious. That stadium you see is where the World Cup was many years ago, where the Vuvuzela made its first appearance. And then Table Mountain, that flat mountain in the back, that is where University of Cape Town lies at the base of that. So it's very beautiful. When I was there, it's very reminiscent of San Diego in ways, but it's a really beautiful, bustling, interesting city. Financial aid and scholarship are at the tops of our students' minds, and we offer a ton of support in relation to this. So funding and awards are available for all study abroad terms. So you can study abroad summer, fall, spring, academic year, winter quarter, spring quarter, depending on the programs and what they offer. If you study abroad during the regular school year, so summer, fall, or year, and you do UCEAP, all your aid will go towards that program. It may adjust depending on the cost of the program, but that is that funding goes with you abroad. We do offer financial aid and scholarship workshops, so please jump on our website like you did to find this one to attend one of those sessions. We also are so lucky in our office to have a study abroad financial aid advisor. His name is Eduardo, and he meets with students by appointment. He'll answer your questions through the virtual advising center. You can also email him at this fao-eap@ucsd.edu email address, which is the bottom of this slide. He's so helpful, and especially once you have figured out what program you want to go on, you can meet with him and he will create a very specific budget for you to understand your aid and how it will apply towards the program. Summer can be a little bit different with the types of aid that are available, which is why it's always good to check in with us to better understand your aid so you feel more confident studying and having that opportunity. There are also scholarships, and there's 2 scholarship cycles. So there's a summer, fall, year cycle and a winter, spring cycle. So if you will be studying abroad summer, fall, year of 2024, then applications for scholarships will be due in the spring of 24. And we will also have scholarship writing workshops and support for you along the way. I mentioned it earlier, we're having our very own Study Abroad Expo, 10 to 2 p.m. on the 23rd, which is in 2 Mondays. Join us at Town Square. As I said, right by Yogurt World. Everybody knows where that is. We will have study abroad info tables, UCEAP, global seminars, global exchange, Fulbright, not tons, but about handful of tables there to talk study abroad with you. It's also a great opportunity just to check in with your advisor, say hi. Perhaps you have some questions, or you just want to get some info or some cool swag. We'll have some treats to share with you all there as well. And you've made it here today. You knew where to find this information, but also if you want to attend any of those, meet with the professor, global seminars, info sessions, global exchange, any other countries, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our info session page, where if you've missed the session, most of the recordings have been posted. If not, they will be soon, and where you can find more information about how to gather that info to help you go abroad. So what's next, you might be asking? So first, I would encourage you to continue to research your study abroad options. What is out there for you? Do you prefer, what time of year do you want to go? What kind of university are you interested in attending? I would also encourage you to speak to your major, minor, and college advisors. The planning is everything. This is what is going to bring light to you about how can I make this work? When is the best term for me to study abroad? What kinds of classes can I petition towards my major, towards my minor? What GEs do I still have left? So by talking to your major, minor, and college advisors, and then bringing that information to us, we can really help you work out the best plan and time to study abroad. Please pay close attention to our 24-25 application deadlines. They are posted now, and I'll show you on our website in just a second. And you can continue the conversation with us. Please visit us during drop-in advising. I mentioned more info sessions if you like. We're also always available through the Virtual Advising Center. And if you need more time, please let us know. We can send you a link to our Calendly to make a longer appointment, since drop-in advising is typically 10 to 15 minutes and our appointments can be a half an hour. So that's if you need some of that extra time. We will, as advisors, determine whether or not an appointment is necessary and the best next step. And so we can work that out together. Okay, so the next thing I want to point out before I open it up to questions is I wanted to show you what next, where to go. Like, let's say you're all ready to apply and you just don't know where to go. So when you apply for a UCEAP program, you are going to apply through Tritons Abroad, which is here. When you click on that link, it's going to send you to our Tritons Abroad site, where you sign in with your PID and your password. So then it connects to your account. You'll see some information that looks familiar about you, and then you can get started on finding the application for your program. If you are applying through UCEAP, you're going to go through Tritons Abroad, and you're going to have the UCEAP window open and go to this Apply Now space. You must do both to be eligible for your application to be reviewed and to be nominated for a UCEAP program. So please make sure you've done both. At this time, only Tritons Abroad is open to take applications. UCEAP applications will open on November 1st for summer, fall, and year-long programs. So if you find like you're in the groove and you're ready to apply and you've gone to apply now and you can't, it's because it's not open just yet. Some programs have capacity constraints, some don't, and we note all of that if you go to our events and deadlines page, UCEAP deadlines, and then let's put in Ghana. Here are the 3 Ghana programs. They are open until, I don't have a max on how many students I can send, so that's why you don't see any notes in this status area. If you go to a program that perhaps has limited capacity, those notes will be here. If you don't see it, then all you need to do is submit on or before the application deadline. Same for South Africa. So as you can see, this is Australia, but they have a status and a rolling deadline. South Africa, same thing as Ghana. I can take as many students who apply who meet eligibility. So please just pay attention to these deadlines here. And again, you can apply on or before. We will also note when the application opens so that you can apply. So for spring, it won't open till April for EAP. If you are interested in applying to a global seminar, you only apply through Triton's Abroad. That is an in-house system, so we don't need to do both. But for EAP, you must apply here and here in the portal. Sometimes you may miss a deadline or it's cutting it very close. Please, please, please reach out to us in the Virtual Advising Center, because there may be some wiggle room, or you may have missed the deadline. So it never hurts to ask. So please, if things have gone on or you've changed your mind, please let us know so we can help you out and get those applications in. I'll also mention that there's always a withdrawal deadline for every program. So you want to be mindful of that after you apply, and let's say you are nominated for those programs. I also want to point out, again, our Get Started page, which you've probably done a lot of this. You're here today, you're going to that next step. Here we have our advising services where you can find our virtual advising calendar, when we are available, and how to schedule an appointment if you need to, how to use the VAC, things like that. We also have some really fantastic resources for engineers, video resources, as well as I want to point out our diversity and identity page. This page is here to hopefully provide resources that you may not see other spaces. So we hope you will utilize this page to give you some resources and tips to help support you in your journey to study abroad. So with that being said, I am going to stop talking. I'm going to stop my share, but I can always go back. And I wanted to open it up to questions. Just hear how you're feeling. How many of you are thinking about next summer or fall or year to study abroad? Just by however you'd like to share. Awesome. Thank you. DJ, do you have a question, or you're ready to go abroad this summer? Fantastic.
No question yet. Just kind of checking out the whole process.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Are there certain programs for pre-med students? That's a great question, Tala. So I believe, and this is a great question for your college advising office and any pre-med organizations you may be a part of, but I think the preference is to take a lot of those pre-med courses on campus at UCSD, because that's going to be like your lower division math, physics, oh my God, I know there's chemistry, sometimes public speaking, things like that. But I think study abroad is a great place to build that supplemental experience for you. So it may be electives that you take. It may be the experience of internships or like that public health and community program, because that is really what's going to boost and give you strengths on top of those core pre-med classes you have to take, because I'm guessing with medical school, I'm not sure the exact process, so I might be wrong, but you'll probably have interviews, you'll probably have to write an essay, perhaps the experiences you have abroad impact those spaces. And it's not going to be like, I studied abroad, great, but it's like, and how? Please describe how these experiences shaped you, be specific, because a lot of the time, and we're so grateful our students have such a positive experience, but you really need to think about how your experience stands out, what you took from it, how it shaped you, how it impacted your like everything you're doing. So again, please check in with organizations and your college advising office about pre-med, but I would say the public health community program, Programs that offer internship or research opportunities, I think would be super helpful for pre-med. And there are classes that offer ethics, things like that. So there's some range there, but I think those core requirements may need to be taken at UCSD. Great question, thank you. Great question, Jada. So yes, yeah. So even though we're here on the quarter system and we're so used to quarter, when you study abroad, the majority of programs are semester. So how that works is you would, let's say you went to Ghana or South Africa in the fall, you would leave South Africa might be a little earlier, actually in July, to be honest with you. But Ghana, for example, would be mid to late August, and you'd be there to December, and then you'd be back in time for winter quarter. If you chose the spring option, you would be abroad for both winter and spring quarter for the full semester. Ghana has a reputation of sometimes the semester not starting when they say they're going to start. And that is, I don't know, has probably just a lot to do with the university itself. So for example, at times the University of Ghana in the spring has started in February, and this year it started in, I think this year their calendar has pushed where it's going to start like late spring. So depending on the culture of the university and their administration, there might be some movement, and that's just kind of like a Ghana thing. So far as I know, Cape Town has usually with the calendar. You're welcome. These are great questions. Any others before we go today? Well, thank you all for coming. As I mentioned, this session has been recorded and it will soon be posted, and I will send a follow-up email with some of the resources I showed you and links to those great videos by our students. And if you would like to follow up, we have drop-ins Monday, Thursday, and Friday, or you can reach out to me through the Virtual Advising Center. And I look forward to working with you. So thank you so much for coming today, and I hope to meet with you soon.